بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على محمد بن عبد الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا ونفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا اللهم علما يا رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Okay, it's a huge honor to be here today and to be able to represent my college and my colleagues. So I was kindly asked to speak about three things. One of them is my experience as a student, how I'm personally being benefiting from the college, and lastly, and more importantly, why important is it to have a college like CIC in today's world. So starting with my experience as a student, I have a kind of unique experience because alhamdulillah, shukran, alhamdulillah, shukran, alhamdulillah, shukran, I joined very late. So I joined during the second term of our first year. Oh, okay. Better? Okay. So I joined during the second term after my colleagues have started already and have been like on track. It wasn't planned for me to join. I didn't plan it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened the door and I felt like I'm so blessed with the opportunity, so I took it. I never regretted, alhamdulillah, shukla, although I need everyone's prayer because it's quite challenging with a PhD, but alhamdulillah, inshallah khair. So my experience, I think it's quite mesmerizing still for me to be in this environment, to be around people who want to learn about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who value what Islam is and really want to know what Islam is. We are at the moment, we are a very small group in the Alamiya program. We are 8 of us with 11 nationalities, which is quite interesting because many of us are dual nationals. So we are representing 11 countries while we are 8 people only. Our teachers as well are something that is very, very, very special and unique. So alhamdulillah, shukla, I have studied in many universities in different countries, but I never saw teachers who are so humble, despite how amazing their expertise is, how open-minded they are at listening to what we have to say. And let me tell you that we are very critical in the class. We sometimes just debate with them, sometimes out of ignorance, or many times out of ignorance because we are not familiar with the material, but yet they are so open-minded and so tolerant to our ideas and our opinions. And they are also very caring. So again, I had like so many professors during my life. I never saw the care that the teachers of CIC give me. The care in terms of listening to what I have to say, marking my exams, which as if they are marking their own exams. They mark everything and write the correct answers in full, which you'll never find in anywhere else, honestly. At least I haven't seen it anywhere else. So that care, the competence as well. They are so competent in what they teach. They are literally experts in everything. And subhanAllah, although each of them are teaching different subjects, when you ask them about the other subjects, they seem like you would never say that they are teaching that subject only. They are expert in everything, which is, for me as a student and for my colleagues, it's just a source of amazement every single day we are in the college. So that's my experience. In terms of benefiting me personally. So again, I have had a long history of secular education. Like I've been moving around different liberal arts. I have studied in London, in Egypt, where I come from, in different countries. But I was always missing that Islamic environment. Yes, alhamdulillah, shukla, I always have Muslim friends in college or in university, but you never had that sense of comfort, sense of security, that whenever you want to pray, you will just go and pray in the hall. You will never have someone watching you or feeling that someone will come in and will interrupt your prayer or will ask you something while you're praying and will not understand that you are praying. But in CIC, it's different. As soon as you enter the door, you are in this Islamic environment. Although Cambridge is not really a Muslim city per se, we have lots of, obviously, students from all over the world with different religion and non-religious. But again, when I enter, it's just this peace that comes on your mind and your heart, which is something that you cannot buy with money. But I really, really appreciate about CIC. So that's one benefit that I personally value. Another thing is about learning about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, you have books everywhere, right? You can just pick a book and try to struggle with the language and get the material. But when you have living sources as well that give you knowledge from these core sources, so most of our teachers, we read with them and we benefit from them about knowledge of this book. We read books like Prof. Shawkani and very, very traditional books. and very hard to read. And let me tell you that I'm the only Arabic speaker, or we are two Arabic speaker people out of 8 people. So it's quite we are kind of the minority. And my colleagues are really, I would say that they are struggling, but they will never say that. They will just want more and more and more and more. And being around people who value knowledge, and for me to get the opportunity to listen to knowledge about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to grow in awareness about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is something that I've always longed for during my whole life of education so far, and still am. But alhamdulillah, 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 with CIC, it's a milestone that I have taken. Alhamdulillah, wa shukran. May Allah keep me like this and give all of us the opportunity to learn under scholars of Islam. One thing related to the practice of Islam as well in the environment of CSC is growing in ibadah. Yes, you can feel comfortable to pray whenever you want or to read Quran whenever you want, but when you have people around you who are doing these ibadah constantly and passionately, and you see them and you are like a bit lacking in something, you just feel, I need to do it. So especially for example during Ramadan, as soon as we have break, we just go to the hall and everyone is in their own world reading the Quran out loud, and nobody is even listening to each other. You see, everyone is just in that mode of reading the Quran. You wouldn't do that at home per se, right? Sometimes at home, you feel distracted, you go to the kitchen, whatever. But when you have that encouraging environment where it's kind of a subtle competition, basically. Not really competition, but a subtle encouragement to do ibadah more and more and more. So yes, we have the knowledge, but also we have the practice in CIC. So lastly, and most importantly, why important to have a college like CIC in today's world? I will start with an ayah from the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in Surah Al-Nahl and Surah Al-Anbiya, part of the ayah, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون. So this is direct command for the believers when they don't know something to seek knowledge from those who know. So this is a clear command, right, that nobody can miss. However, an unseparable reality of this command, which one of my teachers told us a couple of weeks ago when we were studying this ayah, the inseparable reality of this command that you need to have people of knowledge. Right? If you, as a Muslim community, are requested to seek knowledge from people who know, then you better have people who know in your community. And I think that's a huge objective and a key objective of our Muslim community and of CIC per se. So we need to develop people of knowledge. We need to develop people who, when the lay people or even those who are scholars but don't know in this particular expertise, they need to look for someone to ask. And part of CIC mission is to bring these people up, to give these people knowledge, to be able to speak from their mind about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from how they have learned from their teacher and their scholars as well. So this is a main kind of goal from this ayah. So how can we encourage these people to study knowledge? Knowledge of Islam is not easy, right? It requires lots of spiritual investment, lots of effort. We are 8 people in my class. I would say that I'm the only one living in Cambridge because I'm studying in Cambridge. Everyone comes from everywhere else. We have people who are coming from Manchester, from Plymouth, from everywhere. So I'm the fortunate one. These people to come and to invest that much, they need to be encouraged. And part of growing into CIC, we need finance, basically. As any institution, you need to have people encouraging you in terms of paying for the development of the college. Alhamdulillah, shukra, we are growing very steadily. We have lots of people supporting us, but again, money is something that cannot be denied. And we would really, really, really appreciate your support in terms of funding the college, whether that would be one-off donation or monthly donation. Just keeping us in your dua, that's a major thing, but also encouraging us with your presence. We'd love for you to come and visit us. We'd love for you to contribute to that growth of our college, and for you to know that by doing that, you are actually fulfilling a command in the Quran by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I've spoken too long. Really sorry about that. Jazakallah khair for listening, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.